with Medicaid, Medicaid. And so, you know, they had a solution. You know what the solution is? 30 years ago, they banned anybody in the state from creating one new bed in a nursing home. That ban is still in effect. You know they spent several $1 million over at the county home a couple years ago working on it. You think they had a bunch of beds because so many more seniors need it. Not one more bed. They only improve the facilities. They're not allowed to. You can't start a new nursing home because then the seniors would go in it and they'd need Medicaid, and the state would have to pay Medicaid, and they don't want to do that. So there you go. Hey, the state's brilliant, you know. And of course, they're closing down our parks right around, all around. So one thing that we have.
I see Long Point over here.
Yeah, they're targeted
around the lake.
Yeah, and also many, say Allegheny State Park, which is the most gorgeous gem, second largest park in the state of New York, closing it down, part of it.
Well, they're going to close down a lot of the facilities down around Lake Erie State Park too, because I don't think they had the swimming facility open the last couple of years.
Well, I don't even. Never was aware of them ever having open. I've been over there camping a couple times. Yeah. It's been closed. Yeah. No lifeguard. Big sign there. You can't swim here. No lifeguard. Here you have a state park on the lake, a nice beach. No swimming.
Well, that's why it's important that we improve our water recreation in the city of Dunkirk, and this is why we take such good care of our beaches and our parks.
Well,
we're proud of them, you know.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why the government has the audacity to close down our parks, especially after he's just raised our taxes 20% and then some. God knows really what we're going to be paying. I got a couple of notes here. The Fredonia Pomfret Grape Belt Seniors had a big Valentine's party last week, and I just wanted to mention the fact that they did it at the lunch site.
Could you raise me the fries?
What do you need?
Just a little bit.
Okay, you got to pull that up there. There.
Take it up.
Yeah, Randy's going to take care of you. Yeah, we have a technical problem here. We can't hear Mayor Frey. Okay, there you go.
That could be a blessing in disguise, you know.
No, we want to hear what you got to say. The lunch site manager over there for the Grape Builders is Jan Fields, and she did a lot of wonderful things, helped with Ronnie Jensen, Pam White, and other people. Oh boy, they had a party, and you know, if you don't belong to your senior group, you're missing out on a lot of fun things. The seniors not only have the best, I think, in the whole state, the best senior groups. Westfield meets at the YWCA, and they have the Dunkirk has an incredible site. You have the site, an old school there. They actually have an indoor running track through the halls. You can run around in the winter. And they have all kinds of things, dancing and poker or whatever you want to play. Every 15 card games or whatever that go on over there, bridge and and bingo. Of course, all senior sites have bingo. Okay, I wanted to mention the United Senior Citizens. They're a great group. And the United Senior Citizens are a collection of the leaders in many senior groups, but anybody can join, and it's sort of an elite group. And they canceled their meetings for a short while. They're going to be back at the Beaver Club over there in Dunkirk, Fredonia area, and you will have a chance to join them anytime if you want to. They're going to have a meeting March 8th coming up, and they have lunch over there. And their lunch menu is salad, bread, dessert, coffee, Italian sausage, stuffed shells, tossed salad. It's fantastic. Don't miss it. You hobnob with everybody in the world. Get your reservation in. Check with Charles St. George, who is famous in our area. He must be 100 now. He's been around for a long time. He's given a lot to the seniors.
Charlie's been good to his community.
He's been terrific.
He's left a lot of footprints in Fredonia.
He sure has. 672-4432 if you want to talk to Charlie. All right. What? The news is over. I've got some more here. You want me to squeeze it? No. Okay, that's it. News is over. I have a public service announcement for you. And then we'll be right on with a geezer. Here you go. For you.
I was trying to think of what's
You work for the government, right?
Can
you tell me how to get student loans for the kids here?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Name down at St. Columbia's that runs it down.
You want to see a geyser?
Back in the car.
Need federal, state, or local government information? Go to the official source, USA.gov.
Countdown clock holding at T-minus 9 minutes.
Copy that.
Hey there! You work for the government, right?
Great, because we just got married and the wife here needs to change the name on her driver's license.
Stone Karpinski. I'm hyphenating.
Mission Control, I think we have a problem.
Go to USA.gov for everything from renewing your passport to changing your driver's license.
Well? You work for the feds, right? Can I find a slightly used hatchback at one of those government auctions? Something roomy but practical. With a sunroof? With a sunroof. You know.
USA.gov. It's government made easy.
Yes, he shoots from the hip, our geezer, Mort Flexer.
You must be shooting from the hip also, Reed. You missed me again.
Morton thinks that's funny.
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, sir.
About every 5 years or so, for the last 10 years at least, I have a dream that I died and nobody knows who I was. And that came from reading the obituaries in the paper the night before. And Don, a couple of nights ago, I read the obituary again, and I got the same feelings I had before. I don't have a darn will. If I croak, somebody else is going to write my obit. And they'll talk about what a nice kid I was in the little town in which I grew up called New York City, and all kinds of dumb stuff. So I sat down and I started writing my obituary for the third time. And I read it and I thought, gee, I wouldn't want other people to read this. You know, I talk about what a bright kid I was and all of that. So I'm going to give it one more try, and hopefully I will get to say what my life was like, and then somebody who doesn't know me, who works for a newspaper, won't have to write something dumb about me. Read anyway. Write your obituary also, buddy. You're not that far behind me. And really, folks, writing your own obituary is a good idea. Thank you, Reed.
Thank you, Mort. Also, I would suggest, which I tell people who are approaching the age where you have one foot in the grave, as do we, it's inevitable you will die. And it's nice, in this modern age, you can videotape yourself. So get a family member, somebody to take a video of you and say, I'm gone now, and I just wanted to leave a few last words with you and thoughts, and talk about your children and your grandchildren and your upbringing and so forth, and what you liked and what you didn't like. And you can go on and on and on and bore them to death for hours. I have to watch. Don't forget instructions for your burial, too. Yeah, when you go into the funeral home after your loved one has died, you have sort of a guilt thing going, and you are kind of numb. And you're very easily led. You wind up with 6 white horses for 25 grand or something. The average funeral now is $7,000. You know, you can just get buried. If you belong to the Memorial Society, which is in Buffalo, look it up, $20 is a lifetime membership, and any member of your family gets buried. And they have a select number of funeral homes that will give you a discount. And it costs about $1,000 if you just want a cremation, get cremated, and they send the pot back to you. It's not in a gold container, it's in just cardboard. That's all you need. Here are the ashes, cremains. Here, and you can spread them, you can bury them at the cemetery site or whatever you want to do. You're not allowed to do that legally, but everybody does it. You just don't tell anybody. How do they know whether you tuck some into the soil? We have Dick, we have a monument I put up with everybody in the family on it. There's 18 names on it, and the children and the adults and everybody. And when somebody passes away, we go over to the cemetery and have a nice family thing. We also take the urn to the, we do have an urn, we transfer the ashes, and they go over to the church, and we have a service there. And then we have the family and friends gather at the cemetery. We have a lovely ceremony. And sometimes some naughty person may tuck a little bit of the ashes in, and there you go. Interment, no cost. I'm not saying they do that, of course. No one would violate anybody's rules. All right. Don't forget, my friends, you can prepay this too. Then it's cleared up. The family doesn't have to worry about it 100 years from now when it costs you $15 million for a funeral. You've already paid for it. Don't forget a couple other little things. Your power of attorney, because if you get real sick, Nobody can cash your check. Nobody can pay your bills. Legally, they've got to have your power of attorney. So give it to them now. Give it to somebody you trust in your family. If nobody else, their lawyer.